Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Welcome back to another Cardano video. If you're new, hit that subscribe and the notification bell so you don't miss any of these updates. So today I'm going to take you through what are the main highlights of the last week. For me, the biggest one was Grayscale finally buying up ADA to put their Cardano Trust live. So we'll dig into that and I'll give you my opinions on what I think that means for the future. We'll take a look at some of the other highlights of the week. There will be timestamps down below if you want to jump to certain sections as well. Do give the video a like, share it out there, leave a comment, all of that type of stuff really does help get this Cardano content out there. And if you need a stake pool, you know where I am. I run the stake pools under the ticker Paul, the Cardano stake pools, if you want to stake and support the channel. So let's jump into it. Okay, we'll start out here, just a very quick look. I was away for the first few days of last week, took the family away for a few nights. We went up to Donegal. Anyone who ever comes to Ireland for a holiday, I would highly recommend Donegal. Lovely part of the country in the northwest as well. So when I got back, I had 2 interviews waiting for me. Again, these are unsponsored. I don't even own the tokens that are associated with these, and I received nothing from the projects. This is actually part of my own due diligence. I'm looking into both projects, potentially going to invest, but so far I don't. And contrary to popular belief, not every project interview on YouTube is sponsored or anything like that. I would say a lot of stuff out there is, so be careful what you get into. Always do your own research. And I'm not saying I'll never do sponsored content, but if I ever do, you can be sure that it will be definitely highlighted and you guys will know when you're watching that. So looking here, I done one with OccamFi. I had Elliot Hill, the head of communications, on. The reason I done this was because I seen they announced their Ethereum Cardano bidirectional bridge, which basically means that you can take Ethereum tokens and convert them over to Cardano and use them on the Cardano blockchain, and vice versa. You can do it with native assets over to Ethereum. Not sure why you do that, but the option is there. We also get into the Euro stablecoin that they are helping to bring over to the Cardano blockchain as well. Really great to see that, because we see a lot of coins, a lot of stable coins that are USD based. So to have a Euro based one coming over to Cardano, for myself that uses Euro on a daily basis, that is something I am really excited to see as well. Then we had Damon from Charlie 3. They are building an Oracle solution for Cardano. They were the first project to go through the CardStarter launchpad as well. So it was good to get insights there and get their opinion on what is going on or how they found the CardStarter process. World Mobile as well was a week ago, so that was before I went away. I had Mickey back on, and I also had Cedric on, who gave us the details of the sale. The sale is now actually live since that interview. Anyone who has seen my 2 interviews with World Mobile knows that I am a big fan of that project, and I am actually buying into that one already. So the sale is ongoing. I can take you into that actually. If we look here, you can see this was a few days ago. The vault opened on July 4th so that you could reserve your tokens. And then this morning, emails started going out to tell you that you were able to go in and start paying for what you had reserved then as well. So as far as I know, there are still tokens available. They're working it in a weekly basis. So week 0, there is a certain amount of tokens for sale. Week 1, week 2, there's limits then on how much individuals can buy as well. And if I take you into my vault, you can see here, when you log in first, this is what you have. You can see I have a purchase in progress. I'll show you that in a second. What you do if you come in first is you get your KYC and all of that done. When you go into buy WMT, then you put in the ADA address that you want to receive the tokens to when the token generation event is finished. And then you go on to put in how many you want to reserve in week 0, week 1, and so on like that. So when I come into review purchase, you can see then that I haven't purchased any yet. I have 10,000 WMT assigned to me that I have reserved yesterday, and they're ready for me to complete the purchase. The reason that I haven't done it is because right now the market is in a bit of a dip. These prices are actually a bit better than they were earlier on, so the market is starting to come back up a bit, and I'm waiting to see where it goes. I'll show you that when we get over to the charts. I'm waiting for the market to pull up a little bit more before I complete this purchase. And I have also reserved tokens next week, because what I'm looking to do is run a node in the network as well. So that's it on World Mobile. Looking then on Project Catalyst, So I will put a link to this document down below. The Catalyst Fund 4 winners were announced. Congratulations to all the projects that have been funded. Looking forward to seeing what they build with the funds that they get. So again, you can go down through them and see what projects actually did get funding. You can click into see complete project here to check out any of the individual projects as well. And just on highlighting projects, on Building on Cardano, we have had a few new projects added in. You can see them here: Cardano Community Wallet, Parrot-Gallery.com, CardStarter, which is the IDO platform, NFT.io, Cardamigos, Mirker, not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but there's lots of new projects being added, and what I'm going to start doing in these videos here is spending a minute or two highlighting individual projects that have been added. So if you feel there are projects that you would like to see here, get onto them, get them to add their projects in here and add as much information as they can, because by doing that, it means that I can then start highlighting different projects in these types of videos as well. So now on to what I see as actually one more, Nexo. So Nexo have added ADA to their platform. And to me, this is good because it is a new on-ramp for people to get into ADA. They can buy and sell ADA on the platform. They do have borrow, earn as well. For me, borrowing is fine. You can put up your ADA if you want to take out a loan. I will cover these types of platforms in another upcoming video because they are linked into what my own personal exit strategy is. So I will talk about them then. But on the earn, I would say the best way you can earn with your ADA is always through staking, because you can hold the ADA in a wallet you control and you can stake it that way. But they do have earn features on the Nexo platform as well. Anyone not familiar with them, they're very similar to what Celsius does as well. So then the biggest news that I would say is Grayscale Digital. So Grayscale put this out. Welcome aboard Cardano. We have adjusted the portfolio of Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund to now include ADA. And when you scroll down, you can see here. Okay, so you can see here just on the breakdown, you can see Bitcoin is 67.47%. This was over 80% maybe 2 to 3 months ago. You can see Ethereum's up next and Cardano is here at 4.26%. So it's good to see that they are selling off the likes of Bitcoin to bring in Cardano into the trust as well, bringing it into this fund. I would expect this 4.26% to be up above 10% by the end of the year. That's my personal opinion on this, because I think as they see what is being built on Cardano and where we are going with smart contracts and everything that is coming with real world adoption, they're going to get more and more interested and keep adding to this portfolio. Now, to me, this isn't, Grayscale is just a start. This signals to other institutions that Cardano is something they need to pay attention to. So someone like Grayscale does not just jump into coins just to get in because they see hype or anything like that. They will get in when they see something is real, when it's going to have long-term value. So again, I think for other institutions, this will be a signal that they need to start looking at this. For me, long-term, ADA is one of the most solid cryptocurrencies out there that you can hold. Again, that's all personal opinion. That's why I'm here with the channel, with the stake pools, and why a big chunk of my own portfolio is in Cardano. So I will be looking into this to see what other institutions are getting in and what is in the pipeline down there as well. But on a whole, this is very, very positive. Even if you don't like institutions, they are a part of this. They are always going to be coming into the market. And once you know in your head you're solid with what you are holding, it doesn't matter what they do with the manipulation of the market, pulling it down, pulling it up. If you know in your heart long-term where things are going to go, then don't worry about the short-term view of the market. So speaking on the short-term view, let's take a very quick look at it here. But you'll see them on the daily chart here. So we're zoomed out looking at the big picture. And when you look at this, I have said lately, the market is boring. We're still stuck between $31,000 and $41,000. And until we move out of these levels, I'm not going to get worried or I'm not going to get excited either way. I'm just waiting to see what happens. So you can see I had this support line before today, this trend to see would we hold this going up. We've come down and really tested it today, even wicked down below it. We'll go in closer now in a second, but just on the high level to take a look at this. So when we broke down here and we finally did break below 31,000, we just wicked below it and pulled back up. We set our high on this bounce up here, broke down again, 31, once again, extremely solid support. and then we broke up to set a higher high at this point than this one here. And this low down here was a higher low than this point here. So again, starting to look a little bit positive. So on this high, we had our pullback, and then these lows here were higher lows than this point here. Good to see. But right now, we didn't go up and set a higher high, which would be up in this area here, around 37,000 up before we got the pullback today. So I'm waiting to see where this ends up, where this candle goes. We're still okay if we keep going up, but if we come back down and break below 32.6, 32.7, then probably coming down to test 31 again to see, do we continue to get this really strong support. And if you look at this all the time, the first time that we broke $31,000 was back on the 2nd of January, went all the way up and hit 41 in around 41,000, and we bounced between it here. So you can see this area here and this area here. This channel has been, I suppose, it's been a hard one to get out of any time Bitcoin has got into it. And I'm still talking about Bitcoin. We're going to get onto ADA now in 1 minute as well. But once we eventually got through it, we got a huge strong break here, and then we didn't re-enter it until we had the breakdown here. But when we did come in, you can see 31 once again is what held. If we look at it, even 28.5 to 31, you can see these wicks here all within that range. So that is it on Bitcoin. I'm watching to see how this plays out. Not going to get too excited about it. I'm hopeful that it is going to push back up here. The weekend was fairly good. Got a bit of a dump today, but starting to recover as we look at it now. And if we come into the ADA USD price, to me, this chart looks really good. Yes, we did set these big highs up here. The 16th of May, we went up to $2.51 before having a big crash down. Again, this was all due to Bitcoin. Crashed down to 92 cents. That was insane. But as the $31,000 level, $28.5 to $31,000 level has been the big support for Bitcoin, we look at that on ADA. So when we eventually broke $1.02 back here, we got into this range here, and $1.02 down to maybe 93, 94 cents. You can see it's very similar to Bitcoin. That has been our support level. Anytime we've come down into that along here, here, and here, even here we didn't just quite get into it. And then at this point here, that's always been where we got so much buying pressure. And right now, ADA is moving up nicely. We'll look at the ADA BTC chart in a minute. So for me, this chart looks very good. With what I see in the pipeline for Cardano, I really do expect us to start pushing up here over the next few weeks. As long as Bitcoin doesn't do anything crazy, have any major drops, then I think Cardano, ADA, can have a run on its own. If we look at the ADA BTC chart to look at why, you look at this, and anyone new, ADA BTC is the price of ADA against Bitcoin. This is how much Bitcoin it costs to buy one ADA. So what you want to see overall is that your coin is outperforming Bitcoin, and this year ADA has really been doing that. So when we look back here, the last time we had this big run up here back the beginning of March, this was the last hard fork for Cardano. You can see we had a major run up before having the pullback here. Then we went into consolidation, another really nice rise here up to the 16th of May. That's when we had our, I suppose, our all-time high right now for Cardano. Pullback, and right now starting to look to see, can we move up to this point again? What I would say is that as we get closer to Alonzo, as we get closer to smart contracts, we're starting to see it now. We're starting to see more and more projects starting to come online, starting to build on Cardano. I'm even seeing it probably more in the back end with projects reaching out to see, can I talk about them? Can I look into them and all of this? And I'm trying to reach out and look into as many as possible to bring them to you guys. That is what building on Cardano is all about as well, to start showcasing all of these projects and show the world that it is not a ghost chain. Once we have smart contracts, things are really going to kick off for Cardano. So over the next 2 months, which should take us up to smart contracts, I would expect us to break out above this 5,000 sats level. It's not going to be a straight up. There's going to be ups and downs. But when you zoom out like this on the daily chart, this is what I would expect to see. I would expect to see us pushing right up into these areas up here, 5,000 to 6,000 sats, and see where we sit then. Markets do still depend on Bitcoin. But even if Bitcoin stays in that $31,000 to $41,000 range, I think ADA can still go on its own run, even without the support of Bitcoin moving to the upside. If Bitcoin ranges and accumulates in that zone, ADA is still well able to move up on its own. When we get to Alonzo, there will be pullbacks, but to me, when we see the real world adoption, when we see the projects launching, that is what is going to help buy up that pullback fairly quickly. So I'll start doing a lot more videos looking into this over the next few weeks. If you have any comments on this, let me know. Let me know down below if you do not agree with any of this, and I will do some deeper technical analysis. But right now, what you need to do is take a step back view, because the market is moving very slowly. Looking at the hourly move just isn't worth it right now. It's only stressful until we break out of these ranges that I have mentioned. I do hope this video has been useful. If it has, please do share it out there. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. If you're not subscribed, then do hit that subscribe and the notification bell down below. Thanks for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it, and I will talk to you soon.